I live under Squam Rock, directly beneath this ancient configuration of stone, in the village of Squam, part of Gloucester, Massachusetts. This is my view in winter, when the rocks can be seen. I respond to them through my art, making images from the spaces that exist between us, expressing something of them and me. The most familiar and immediate things are the subjects of my paintings, drawings, and the more general process of imagination. I like to think of myself as dreaming with what I already have. This rock configuration is right next to my barn studio. I paint it often and call it my Stonehenge, God's own sculpture garden in the backyard. I never paint these stones or any other subject matter directly from nature. I'm not a plein air painter. I do make many sketches and drawings on site as a way of getting to know them better. I try to internalize their gestures and then paint from memory, which merges their expression and mine. These massive rock formations are directly north of my barn studio. I paint their interplay repeatedly, fascinated with the way the severe lines of the backside of the house and barn interact with the granite. The house with Lobster Cove to the south, Squam Rock and Ipswich Bay to the north, has changed little since the late 19th century. I never paint it literally or directly. I'm much more interested in engaging it through imagination. When I look at these images, I see that the rocks, trees, animals, and the women express my sensibilities and longings as much as the drawings and paintings I make in response to my physical appearance. I feel the closest identification with pictures that convey the most distinctly personal feelings of my artistic imagination. These rocks, ancient and winter, they are on a ridge just above our house, with the Squam pasture and Ipswich Bay below. They are so large that it is difficult to have a sense of scale. This is the path into the pasture directly behind my studio. It's a large open space between Squam Rock and Ipswich Bay below. I paint this pasture and its varied aspects many times. I come here with a small sketchbook and make quick drawings that inform paintings that are made later in my studio. The passage from the pasture to Lighthouse Beach below, Ipswich Bay, and Crane's Beach in the distance is my most frequently painted view. All of my responses to this place are mediated by imagination, and some perhaps more than others. This is Lighthouse Beach at the foot of the pasture, looking northeast. I paint this place constantly doing my best to try and capture the essence of the rocks. I'm intrigued with the way they interact with sand and water depending on the tides, which vary dramatically at this place. People, sailboats, and the overall human interaction with the water permeate this series of beach paintings. I make these paintings of rocks and water from imagination and memory. For me, they combine the things I like best about abstract expressionist painting and representing things from life. When I can get as close as possible to each of those polarities, abstraction on one side and life on the other, the painting seems to work best. This place is a partner, yes, a muse. It is inside part of a self that is more than me alone. The self can be viewed as a kind of place between physical and imagined worlds, where each of us gives something of itself to the other and becomes known. The stone, sand, water, and air witness cycles of those who come and go, and these acts of expression are offspring, the faces I create and show. There is so much that is possible, so many passing through, each one inviting the next.